Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. I'm so humbled to be here in my life and in this time in my life and be able to share, because I think for me, it's for my life, it's very revolutionary, and I just hope that the right kind of people like it and hear it and can use it to go somewhere, go wherever they're going in their lives. Sharing things about grief. At first it sounds really like droll and morbid, but actually there's a lot that it can bring to light in your life and change your life direction for the better. And I want to format this in a very American way. Um, I also want to talk about control, how we are advertised to, how we're, I mean, I went to Occupy Boston, and I've talked to people all over the country. It's in the social consciousness that we're being controlled by an elite, whatever you want to call it, is what it is. And I like to look at Rome. A lot of similar things happen. A lot of things have happened to civilizations, developed civilizations throughout history. They go through these phases of development. There's usually an industrial revolution, and then some kind of major. There are other ones like agriculture, industry, economy, culture, and then the last stage that most, if not all, I believe, if my research is correct, I'm pretty sure it is, developed nations go through is decadence, which is kind of where America is. It's weird because decadence, by that, in the historical context, I mean, you have way too much shit, and and the irony is that you get miserable. But I don't think that I think it can all be done better. But yeah, a stage of decadence with an overly sexualized culture. Hello. And yeah, just materialism. And that stage of decadence is where all the other societies collapsed. And what happened with Rome was very similar to what happened in 2008. When, well, it was similar, but it was also very different how it happened in 2008. But they basically created an inflated economy, a purely inflated economy, kind of like we do. They used metal instead of dollars and numbers, kind of. Their coins were at one point made of pure silver, I think, and over time they would melt them down with tin and refabricate. I'm a mechanic. Why don't I know these words? Refabricate the actual coin to. And so at one point it was 10% tin, 90% silver. Tin is much less valuable than silver. It's, at least in Roman times. I don't know about today. Pretty sure it's still the same. But yeah, the fucking. And then eventually it was like 50-50, 50% tin, 50% silver, and then it was less silver, and they just kept injecting more fake money into their fake economy, like we did in 2008. There's a documentary called Too Big to Fall on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. It's a good one, and it's interesting what ended up happening with Rome. We got this political atmosphere that we're in, with and I've heard Trump has even said, like, I'm here to change the show, like Western life as we know it, which is apparently. I've talked to some older dudes who are into politics, and I told them the astrology prediction, the wild prediction, which I have no faith in. I have no more faith in astrology predictions. I have no faith in predictions, but it really sounds like. It sounds like it's kind of coming true with Pluto conjunct Capricorn 2020. It's a big ass transit, and every time this happens, the world goes through like a big economic change. You can look at it in history, but Pluto conjunct Saturn, it's in Capricorn especially, is supposed to expose the corrupt power elite, and it started in 2008 when the recession happened. Pluto went into Capricorn, and then Saturn is just pairing up with it now in 2020, but it's supposed to, change stuff. Whatever. But the point is that we are being controlled by a bunch of shitheads. And, hey, if you want to know what's going to happen, look at the past. It can help. Especially what's happening now, like with apparently being shaken up, politicians are corrupt, the elite are dodging some political bullets right now. But, there are other types of bullets we can only pray for. So I don't believe in violence. In fact, the only people who are worth, but those people should die. The elites. Like I'm so peaceful. I'm a very peaceful person. But I think if we just got rid of them, everyone would be better off. So that's my personal opinion. But yeah. I don't know, that is one, all of that actually has to do with grief. That is one, kind of, because that became my ultimate reason to ignore my own feelings. Because I didn't want to look inside. I didn't want to look at what I knew this system had created, maybe, in me. Because we're programmed to be helpless. And as Americans, men and fucking women, because I've talked to women, some of them, and some of them are out of touch with their feelings. And I'm the one trying to navigate the fucking waters and the communication, and it's weird. But I'm not exactly perfect at it. But, that became my ultimate reason to stay in a victimhood mentality, I think. Because I really wanted action to be done. I wanted action to be taken. If everybody knows who the fuck we have a ruling class. Everybody knows. Everyone I've talked to around the whole country, just a lot of people say it. Or maybe I'm just good at running into those people. But they won't exactly go in straight. Even people who don't go straight into conspiracy theory land, people who aren't conspiracy theorists, they because I'll point out all these other conspiracies, and they're like, I don't know about all that other shit, but I do know that historically there's always been a ruling class, and humanity is in a different position. We have overpopulation. They didn't have overpopulation in Roman times. But what happened in Rome is that the barbarians got pissed off and they took over and they pillaged everything. But then the whole thing collapsed. I don't think collapse is necessary this time. So, yeah. What I'm saying, your emotions can teach you that you have power. And it's weird because in America we were programmed to think like a teenager. We are straight up, I'm just gonna fucking say it, man. We're straight up conditioned to think like a teenager, not to process emotions. If someone seems weak, we vilify them. Right? Usually. We don't tolerate weakness. We don't, girls do this stuff to each other. Guys do this stuff to each other. It's across the board. I think it's pretty widespread in America, to be honest with you. I'm saying this because I got interested in dating a year ago, and I started really talking to other girls or listening to what they have to say, and I don't know. The ones who were nice just didn't seem to say too much because they didn't know what to say almost. And the ones that they weren't mean, they were just they weren't mean. They were depressed and downtrodden and disheartened. I've heard people saying romance is dead, and no one wants to talk about any of this stuff. That's why I'm talking about it, because I'm like that. No, I don't know. I need to, but I just don't mind freaking people out while I do it, I guess. But, it's like, this is the problem. How do we solve it? I'm all ears. But we're programmed to disempower ourselves. We're programmed to exist at that frequency of self-loathing and therefore self-betrayal. And by self-loathing, I mean the emotional self. We're taught to stuff it down. Don't cry. Man or woman at this point, doesn't fucking matter how you identify. Everyone is pushed underneath the same ideological press. Stamped. Branded. Owned. That's what's fucking going on. Sorry, I'm very edgy. But, yeah. For a reason. Yeah, like, by embracing this self, people ask, like, how do I get into grief? What is that? How do I listen to my emotions? I don't know. It's like, dude, there are things happening. My life has had some tragedies. I'm willing to say that. Whoa, fuck. I'm talking to Americans for the most part here. Like, this is an American attitude that I'm reflecting sarcastically. But, yeah, that disempowers you to... And when you say that something hurts, like something bad has happened in my life, this is fucked up. This is happening to me. I'm going to acknowledge that instead of walking around carrying a "this is happening to me" screaming in the back of my head. That's what I observe in some, but yeah, like, we're programmed not to acknowledge self, not to value self. And by ignoring our feelings, by not truly hashing things out, not becoming clear with each other, we're easier to control. We're way easier to control. Because those things that we do, that we are programmed to do, affect us biologically. They affect our chemistry, our hormones. And, yeah. When we are programmed, men are programmed to think like, because they have a primitive drive to provide, we're in America, this is the truth in your face, and I know it's gritty, and I have to say it. It's gritty as fuck. I'm about to rub sandpaper in your ears. But men are programmed because we have a provider instinct. We are programmed to make the money. That's why you have this weird stereotype where the men say, well, look out for that woman, she might take your money. That's the reality of life in America. That's the dance, the dynamic that is perpetuated onto men. And women have a whole other thing going on, okay? Think about it. That's your primal drive. Women's biological imperative is to look beautiful. The brain regards itself. The brain learns how to value itself as a person because it is a part of the person. The impressions, the emotional impression of the self. Women's main biological imperative is to be seen, to have their beauty seen, their attractiveness, their ability to reproduce primal drives seen and recognized and valued. And therefore you have all these magazines and all these beauty products and all these shaving products and all of these shit that you have to do to feel alright. And we're being marketed to. Yeah, this video might get shot out if I keep saying this kind of stuff by the authorities. Because I'm just gonna fucking lay it out on the fucking table here for everyone to see. This is the truth. This is as deep as the fucking rabbit hole's gonna get in this reality. So with what I say, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with that in the real fucking world? Living in the real world. It's a good song. Sorry. Yeah, I'm a man and I like Paramore. Fuck you. I'm talking to Americans. I'm talking to the Americans here. But, I don't know, man. Grieving has helped me not be a Western ideology mind slave. I still live in the Western world. I'm actually functioning better because I value myself. I'm not saying I'm at the top of the world, but I'm doing pretty well considering the reality. And it's because I feel, it's because when I go through shit, I go, ow, that sucks. I don't beat myself up or find some reason to blame it on myself. Like, I think a lot of people do. I don't know, but I think somewhat, a little bit at least. But how bad is it be stopping you? And so, yeah, I don't know, in between being controlled and what to do about that versus going forward in your life, I don't know how to reconcile those two factors of reality, but that's just part of the reality. And accepting myself in ways that I didn't know were not in my radar before, based on what programming, marketing, advertising, certain relationships or organizations, the messages that they can leave can actually affect who I am and my self-worth and my self-image and all that. So, yeah. This is for everyone. Taking a big old cat out of the big old bag. And I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it can help you find solace. Thank you for watching. Bye.